Are you a fan of Soul? My guess is that you are.
Yes, I am, because I mean, there's a number of reasons. I mean, it was interesting during that interview, which of course was brilliant, not because of you, but because
No,
because he
because
speaks
of
so
him.
eloquently about the movie. But in terms of citing Heaven Can Wait, defending your life, and the Shirley Temple Bluebird of Happiness. I mean, of course, obviously Matter of Life and Death, or as they call it in America, Stairway to Heaven, is also a big part of it. I also see echoes of The Lovely Bones, actually, weirdly enough, in terms of that great yonder kind of rendered in an animation style. And it was interesting that when you were talking about the notes, because I've seen you do this, you'll watch a film and you'll literally write down a word or a phrase or a thing, and one of the ones you said was fingers, and I knew exactly what you meant, because watching the fingers flit over the keyboards in a way that transports our central character to another world, just watching his hands. I know this sounds like a foolish thing to say, but it's so easy to take for granted what the animation of Pixar is, that you kind of have to stop and go, okay, there are moments in this in which there's that incredible staircase, the Stairway to Heaven, the Matter of Life and Death. There is the Great Before, in which we have the souls animated in this way, in which, as he said, kind of translucent, non-specific, humans before humans. You have all the kind of the visual invention, the point in when the character falls between the staircase and the Great Before, and falls through a series of kind of animation styles, going into kind of line drawings that almost look kind of black and white line drawing sketchpad stuff. But it's also important to remember that during the jazz club sequences, I was thinking of the Eddie. I was thinking of the extraordinary realism of those images, and watching the hands moving across the keyboards. We take this stuff for granted now, and and actually one of the reasons you take it for granted is because when you're watching a film in which the story is kind of engrossing you, you don't end up doing technical analysis of why it is. Now, I do think, I mean, it's interesting because I don't think the story is quite as purely straightforward as Inside Out, which is kind of that numbskulls idea, which I really like. And there are times that it kind of trips a little bit over its own narrative shoelaces, but I don't care, because all the things that work about it are that it has a musical quality to it. It has a musical quality to the animation. It is clearly a film made with, and I know I say this about movies. It's clearly a film made with love and care and attention. And when you think about a big studio, you were saying at the end, talking about it going to Disney Plus, and him talking about saying, well, maybe I'm shilling a little bit, but no, I am. But what they want to do is put their best foot forward, put their best stuff up there. There's no question that this being available on Disney Plus is it is a really, really well done animation that I think will enchant viewers, young and old, and will be able to talk to people of all ages, whether old like us or young like other people, and then have a discussion about, well, where do personalities come from?
Mm.
You know, I think the funniest. I mean, there are lots and lots of great jokes in it, but there's one which I won't spoil. But the punch, the thing when she says, "Yeah, I made her cry," which I think those kind of just those throwaway gags. When Pixar do those gags, they do them best when they're not winking at the adults. They're an organic part of the story. And I thought it was, and I thought that amidst all the stuff about the technical innovation that was required to do, I mean, it was really interesting to hear Pete Docter say we simply couldn't have done the great before because we didn't have the technology to do it. But the artistry involved in using that technology to create the image of somebody's fingers playing the piano in a way that swung, in a way that popped, I thought was just really remarkable.
My only Yes, and all of that is true, and I can't wait to watch it again. My only reservation, and I know they've done their work, so I know that they are right and I am wrong. There are a couple of
Hmm.
times I wondered if it went a bit weird for the mainstream audience who want to watch a mainstream Pixar movie on Christmas Day. And I remember the same was we said about Inside Out. There are some kind of very kind of trippy bits where
Yeah, sure.
it goes a little bit strange, and I do think that there might be some maybe in the younger age range who go, what?
Okay, but
Where?
but that's what I meant when I said that unlike Inside Out, which I think has a simplicity that you can understand, I think there are moments in which this does fall over itself in doing the great beyond, the great before, the here and now, the body swap stuff. I think there are moments when the narrative does actually confuse itself slightly, and you go, hang on, hang on, hang on. And I'm not sure that that's just an age thing. The only thing that I would counter that is if you look at the narrative of Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away, you'd go, I'm sorry, there is no way on earth that a child can understand this. And then children watch it, they just get it. So I agree with you. I understand your reservation, but actually experience has proven to me that kids understand that stuff much faster than we think they do.